What's up, team? Welcome to the video. I just did a nice upper body workout, shoulders, biceps, triceps, a little bit of back. I hadn't trained in a couple days. I'm gonna take these out. I lost my ear pods. I got new ones. I'll probably lose these too. In this video, I'm gonna talk about ways to get your significant other or a friend or a brother or sister or anyone in your life to start working out. Before I do, obviously, I am in my apartment in New York. That is because the whole Costa Rica crew has a few events in the US, so in Reno and then a Twitch thing in LA. So I'm gonna be here for 8 or 9 days and then I'm gonna meet those guys in LA. We'll get some workouts in. I'm playing in live at the bike. So any of you poker guys who wanna see me play poker, I don't know where they broadcast it, but Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll throw the dates up here at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm grinding against the streamers and bloggers, which I'm pumped about. But yeah, let's get into the video. And I'm actually gonna do this with a metaphor. I'm gonna go kind of deep too. So you're in a situation where, let's use the significant other one, even though it's the most commonly asked question I get, which is why I wanna use it. So, going straight at it, telling the person, hey, let's work out, asking them why they don't work out, whatever it is, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, usually is not gonna produce a good reaction. Unless you have like very good lines of communication, that's often gonna be taken the wrong way. The person's often gonna get defensive. Often they might not even be in a place where they want to or have their life in order enough to start a real fitness plan, dedicating the time and energy and effort and mental energy and focus and consistency required to make real progress. And if someone's not in a place in their life where they can make that commitment, I'm gonna say they don't wanna make that commitment, but that means they either don't want to right now or they're just not in a position to dedicate the necessary mental resources to doing it. It is insanely hard to get someone to change when they don't want to change, and to get someone to start working out by way of telling them, by way of asking them, by way of needling them, by way of making passive aggressive comments. Like, not only are some of those just not a good idea for the relationship, but they're not going to be effective, right? And I'm gonna go, so the obvious way that works some of the time, but is the way that is 100% within your control, is to lead by example. And I'm gonna give you a parallel. So we're gonna jump to another story real quick. I have people in my life that are reasonably to very close to me that are addicted to cigarettes. And I have found that you can't elicit change from someone through sheer force, through telling them, through asking them. Like, I mean, maybe you can if you impose your will and all of your own time and effort and like force it basically, but in most situations, that desire to change needs to come from the other side. And even though I think smoking cigarettes is the dumbest, like most selfish, if you have family or friends or loved ones or anyone, you know, and we can talk about casually smoking a cigarette here and there where the health effects may not be as costly, but cigarette addiction over the long term, like, it just absolutely ends your life early. It absolutely ends your life. It absolutely increases the chances of your life ending early. 10, 15, 20 years. It absolutely drastically increases the chances of the way you die being painful and miserable and months in a hospital bed, just coughing nonstop and having your family and friends around you and like having to deal with that, and half of them are like sad you're leaving, but half of them are so disgusted by the like every time the hacking up a lung is just a reminder of like, figure your fucking shit out earlier, like get it together because it matters so much. And the same thing can be said for health, right? Like, obesity just leads to the diseases that take your life earlier. Not always in the gruesome way that I described, but it just does. And the only way that I know how to help that person indirectly that also does good for yourself, for the world at large, is to lead by example and to better yourself as much as you can. So lead by example, like I don't mean not smoking, I mean really just being the best person and living out your values the best you can possibly be for that person to see. And when the fitness example, the more relevant example for you guys that I'll come back to, like your husband or wife sees you, the dedication you're putting in, getting up early, getting to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week, changes in your dietary habits, they see your physique start to change, they see you walking more upright, they see the confidence, they see the excitement about it once you get past the initial hurdle of this sucks, the like change in your persona. They are almost always going to want that for themselves. That's just the way I've seen it. I've seen it in clients. I've had a lot of, it's usually when I have a husband-wife combo who sign up for coaching not at the same time, it's usually the wife who signs up first. Not always, but often it's the wife who signs up first, crushes it, and then the husband's like, all right, I'm in. But just leading by example really is the way that you are going to be able to have control over the impact you're having, and the person's not going to be resentful, or they're not going to be nearly as resentful as they would be if you were hammering it down their throat. If you were, why don't you come with me? If you're nagging them in the process of doing it, yeah. Another thing too is watch for that, like watch for a question, watch for interest. If you're a few weeks in, if you're a few months in, if you're just dominating, whatever the case may be, if you're years in and maybe it's a newer-ish relationship and the person asks about what you're doing, or if a sibling reaches out and asks like, hey, I was thinking about maybe trying a fitness thing, like encourage, recognize that and make yourself available and answer the question the best you can, or get them the resources to answer their question the best you can, and like make yourself open to future questions like that. Like once you see the door, take it, but the initial interest, the motivation needs to come from within them. And I think the way that you can best inspire that is by leading by example. Thank you very much for watching the video. We are gonna hit Monday through Friday uploads this week. I promise. I have all 5 videos planned out. I have sick Wi-Fi. The internet situation in Costa Rica was abysmal. The power, like not only were there storms, so loss of power, but even when the internet is as good as it's gonna be, I'll figure it out. We're hitting Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I let you down last week. I will see you tomorrow or in the comments.